How's it going, guys? And welcome back for another release. This right here is the 100 stacker 2.4 sec efficient fusion and efficient nuke. And let's just jump straight into it. I have my alt right here that I'm going to put it on a pressure plate. You can just hold down the button if you're not allowed to have a pressure plate. But my alt will be standing right there and it's going to tick every 2.4 seconds and start shooting at those walls over there. And the cannon has started. So this right here should be 2.4 secs. Depending on your TPS, of course, it might go a little bit further down if your TPS is low. But it shouldn't really be affecting that much. But here we have 2.4 sec fully nuke on every single wall. Now I did leave a little sand down there. You can simply fix this by just adding a little bit more hammer, but I thought it would be nice to just make them go down there and actually take the sand away as well. But as you can see, it works out pretty well every single shot. And let's go ahead and take a quick look at what's happening at the cannon while we're shooting. As you can see, we are still only using one sand compression and it works out pretty well. If you go inside and look, we can see how we made this unblowable, and without this unblowable system right here, it will just simply blow up, even if it was built correct. This is what I see in most faction shows. It just blows up for no reason at all. So this right here will make sure there's a 2.4 seconds going at all times, and it will never ever blow up, which is just perfect. Over here we have the nuke, we don't really need any pistons for those. And over here we have the pistons for the booster as well as over here. Now this right here is how we manage to do 2.4 secs, as you can see right here for the boosters. How you load the shots up, with the copper right here. Some of you guys said you didn't really need this at the power right here, and that is of course right. But if you don't want to have too many ticks on the power, which means that you're going to have more ticks on the hammer, which means you're going to have more ticks on the nuke, you might as well just go ahead and put it all the way along. It doesn't really look that bad. Now going over here, I did not load the walls up, so hopefully we haven't fucked anything up. Nope, it's worked out pretty well. Every single wall is completely nuked without any mistakes, and that is exactly what I want to see. As you can see right now, the sand has been taken already, and it gotta admit, it does take the sand pretty damn quick, and that's because we're only using one sand compression. But it is to bypass the rules on some servers that we only use one sand comp, and let's be honest, it's a lot easier to build one sand comp than 2 or even 3. What's really nice about this cannon here is that you can actually adjust the Y and in this case right here the east. So if you're looking down there, you can see the trapdoors. If you flip those in and you start moving this one out, you can start moving and shooting other places like right here. All you gotta do is take this one out right here, place a block, remove this block, and then you're pretty much good to go. So now you can adjust it on right or left, and then you can also adjust it on the Y, which makes this a very powerful cannon. It is of course efficient nuke. As you can see over here, we have the game ticks. As you can see on the other side, we have no game ticks, so that makes sure that we can nuke every single wall, and it doesn't really cost that much TNT either. The wet sand can be located right here next to the hammer, and to fill that up, it's pretty simple. You go in here and just fill it up from right here. It shouldn't really take too much trouble to get in there, and just simply stack it all the way up. So now that we've run a few minutes right here, let's go ahead and take a look. Hopefully we'll be able to see an unloaded chunk, because I assume that if you unload a chunk on here, it will not blow it up. Or not. It looks like we went through 100 walls like it was nothing, and it just of course continues. So that is 100 walls right here where it nuked every single wall without any mistakes. Now coming back to the cannon, I think it's time to quickly show you guys around and how it works. So over here we have the booster for the power. The power ticks off, and then it gets on top of this cobblestone right here, and just before it explodes, it is going to push these pistons in and let the power be at the bottom right here. While it's at the bottom, it's going to tick another power right here, and it will be raiding on top of the cobble while this one here blows up. As soon as it blows up, it lets in a new, and it just keeps going like that 24/7. The same goes over here. It's the exact same system. It ticks off the power, it ticks off the booster and the hammer. It goes down, and just before it explodes, it's going to be let down right here. This one closes up, going forward again. TNT right here until the bottom one has blown up, and then it keeps going and going like that 24/7. The sand compression uses quick pulses to go as fast as possible. This one here allows it to use 2.4 seconds if you're using this booster setup right here, and if you make sure that it's completely closed in and is to the side, so it needs to be right here. It might work if you have it out here, but on most servers, like 99.9% of servers, this always blows up unless you have the boosters like we have it right here. This right here is the only setup that I've ever had success with where it doesn't blow up, and that's not even a lie. But of course on some servers you might be able to never blow it up by having the booster or the TNT running right here, but it is a risk to have it right here, because if there's sand glitching out or anything, it will just blow the entire sand compression. I had a few questions about the sand compression, and you guys tried to duplicate what I've done right here, and it's very important that you remember that you don't want it to have sand falling while the one push goes off. So it's extremely important that you keep those two things separate. So if we go ahead and fire right here, you can see how we're going to did it work? Oh yeah, there you go. It lets us down and then it pushes it out. Now on my 255 that's 15 long, you're going to see that as soon as these pistons extend, it's going to push it out. So there's not much room to play with, but it did actually work out pretty well. So I'm really glad for that. But one thing, a common mistake when you try to make this is that the sand is still falling while you one push it. Don't make that mistake or else it won't really work. Coming into the last things, this right here is the second power. That is what allows us to nuke. Is on this side right here, as well on the other side over here. So if you want to disable it, you can do it right there or right here. It doesn't really matter. This one right here is the booster for the hammer and the red sand. It's very important that this one here is completely filled and everything, because that is what controls when the hammer and when the red sand is getting pushed all the way over to the power. So make sure that you build that one correct. To control when this right here falls down, we made this little contraption right here. We have a repeater going into a torch, and the torch is igniting the piston. Now when the when the hammer goes off, it has an equal amount of ticks right here, and then it goes off. So it's very important that you have this one here built as well, or else it wouldn't really work. On top of that, you also need to make sure that you have this built right here. This right here will be inside the ground. I see some people making the platform first and don't really get why it's not working. So make sure that you have these repeaters right here, or else it's not gonna work. And that's pretty much it, guys. This right here is the 100 stacker 2.4 sec efficient fusion, efficient nuke. Hopefully you guys are going to enjoy this, and please don't hesitate by leaving a comment on how you've tested this cannon, and did it work, did it blow up, what did it exactly do, because every single feedback is always a pleasure. Now thank you so much for watching this video here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, remember to like this video here, comment down below if you have any questions, suggestions, whatsoever, and as always guys, remember to subscribe to my channel. My name is Dexter, and I'm out.